Matt, how do you evaluate what the offense did?
Well, you can't turn it over. I mean, what do you want to evaluate? 5 turnovers? So, I mean, evaluate that, right? Like, it is what it is. You know, you can't win football games that way. You move the ball up and down the field, and you turn the ball over 5 times. Can't win football games that way. It's disappointing, obviously.
Matt, from the very beginning or early in the game, the sun ball, I guess it was a sun ball. Was that where Dimitri, the pass along the sidelines? Did he look back?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it was a little bit off and outside too, so I don't think it was the sun that caused that, in my opinion. I think it was just a little bit off. Now I'll let you know on Tuesday, but it didn't look like it was a catchable football in that situation. I didn't think it was a sun situation, though it was in the sun.
Then late in the game, the Jalen pass. What'd you see there?
I mean, it go with the theme of the day, right? Like, you're right there to make the plays, and man, we're for whatever reason, our ball security, man, 3 of them in the red zone or inside the 50-yard line as you drive the ball up and down the field. Man, a couple plays here and there, we gotta be able to make the plays, and unfortunately, that's the rhythm of the. It's the story of every game that's been really close and been right there. And you know, we had opportunities to make a couple plays in some critical moments on defense too, and we didn't do it. But man, what it is it's the 5 turnovers, and you can't do those things. You know, we played good enough defense, we played good enough special teams, and at the end of the day, you know, and it's not even the ability to or inability to move the football, because that's false. You know, the reality is you can't turn the ball over, and the common theme of every one of our losses is we've lost the ball security. We've lost the turnover margin, and that's squarely falls onto a situation today of our inability to take care of the football.
What did they get when Sanders came into the game in the fourth quarter?
Well, you know, you get a guy that's a veteran. You know, you get a guy that's very confident, and he made some confident throws and plays. You saw his ability to, you know, consistently kind of move the football, and you give him a lot of credit. He's a really we know this. He's a really talented football player. You know, he's been a great competitor to compete against, and you know, he's a guy that's played a lot of football. He's had to work through tough times, and you know, he's a senior that is a guy that made plays. You look at their team and the guys that made big plays for him today. Man, these are some, as I said earlier in the week, some of the great players that we've competed against in this conference over the last 4 to 5 years. You know, the sack at the end of the game, 9. I mean, man, that guy's been a phenomenal player for those guys. So, you know, it gives them leadership, and he gives them a great veteran, and made some critical plays in some critical moments.
You mentioned losing the turnover battle in losses, but certainly today was a whole different deal with the turnovers. Was there a common thread there? Or
yeah, I
situational?
I wish they were. You know, I don't think any of them. The common thread is take care of the ball. You know, I mean, daggone, you're talking about, you know, tip pass, drop ball. You know, you're talking about take care of the ball at the quarterback position. You're talking about take care of the ball, a couple, you know, Sean's situation, and it's a collective whole. And the positive is, I guess, is it's a collective whole. The negative is there's multiples. And so, you know, again, I look at us as teachers and coaches, and how do we continue to do a better job empowering our young guys moving forward. You know, we believe in our kids. Man, you're right, they were gutsy again. They played all the way to the end of the football game. You're very proud of who we are. Our detail and precision in all of these losses has been, man, part of our reason why we've lost the football game. And today, obviously, the turnover margin, but I think if you research it, every loss we've had this year has been the turnover margin. We've lost that battle, and man, when you live in a land of margins, of thin margins to win and be successful, that's a huge margin to be able to not come away and win the football game with.
Matt,
You talk so much about margins. What's the frustration that seems to be where you're losing games?
Oh, I mean, the frustration is, man, you sink your teeth into that. I mean, it's what we practice. It's what we do. It's who we try to be in the off season, to who we try to be in the spring, to who we try to be in fall camp. And, you know, those are things that we spend a lot of time and effort with. And the reality is sometimes it comes down to growing through that. But, man, you know, you come away from last week and you feel like there was a great transformation forward. And today you take a big step backwards, you know, in that area. So, again, part of learning, part of growing, and yet, it's going to force us as coaches to be great teachers and continue to transform ourselves to who we have the ability to be when we're at our best. And, it kind of goes back to the theme that I've talked about the last couple of weeks is the word inconsistency. We're an inconsistent football team right now, and inconsistent is not who we need to be or who we are when we're at our best.
Matt, you're one play away, from how many games, winning how many games?
Yeah.
I don't even know. I don't know where they
And I think
sleep over that? Or? My gosh.
I think the hard part for me is not for me or our coaches. The hard part for me is for our seniors. And as I just said in there, next week is senior day. And why we're even close is because of our senior class. And I know, and I get it. I would understand why our fans are frustrated. I would understand why everybody would be frustrated, because we all want to win. What I also have seen behind the closed doors is I look at our senior class, and you look at them again today. Could Xavier Hutchison do any more for this team? Could Orion Vance do any more for this team? Man, could Anthony Johnson do any more? Tavon Kyle stepped up in a big way today. Kendall Jackson steps up in a big way. And I think you look at these seniors and what I have saw and witnessed, the only reason we're right there, because to not get the result of a win, and 90% of teams I've been around, they fold their 10. And next thing you know, you get blown out here, you get blown out there. But this team never has, and it hasn't because our seniors have held the standard. They have been elite givers, and they have done such an incredible job of trying to educate and guide and teach the young players around them. And their leadership has been nothing short of exceptional. So the pain that I have, the frustration that I have is for these seniors who have laid it on the line every step of the way. And, there's still lots of football left right now for this team to continue to grow forward, and we owe it to those seniors. And we owe it to every kid in our locker room to continue to be our best to get these things corrected.
Jairo re-injured his foot.
Yeah, Jairo, I think, will be out for the year. Unfortunately broke his foot, in the game. And so, man, you talk about guts. The play he goes out on a touchdown. Man, he goes out in a critical moment in the football game. And, man, I can't say enough about his guts and what he's done for this team and this program this year, and played injured really through the last 4 to 5 weeks. So, it's really unfortunate situation. And, I guess the positive for us and for him is, we can now kind of let him go get healthy and then get him ready. But, man, the response of some of those young guys will be critical for us. So I couldn't be prouder of Jairo and what he's done and what he's meant to this team this year. So he's done a great job for us.